All right, am I on? Looks like I'm on. Yay, somebody's here already. Hi. Oh, not even in my chair. Let me see. Slide over a little bit. Whew. Okay, somebody slammed their door. There we go. How's it going? Kenyatta, yay! I was going to talk about you today, so your ears must have been ringing. All good stuff, of course. So I've definitely gotten started on your thing. Yay, Jess is here. Jess, I've missed you so much. You and Kenyatta, yay. Yay, my favorite people, some of my favorite people. Oh, 8 people are on already. That is amazing. I need to switch out my glasses, otherwise I won't be able to see anything. Oh, so Jess, did I hear, were you the one that said you were going to get a new job? Beverly's here. Hi, Beverly. Woohoo. New job being a school bus driver. Was that what I heard? Marina's here too. Woohoo. Oh my gosh, and Linda's here. I feel like I'm having a party. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so good to see you guys. So, somebody tell me what's new and what's going on. I feel badly that I haven't done a live in a while. It's just such a crazy time right now in the fall, and I miss everything. All right, Jess said it's my last week of training and then on the road test next Tuesday. Woohoo! That's pretty exciting. You'll have to let me know how that goes. Oh, Dawn's here. Woohoo! Finally here, but I have to put the groceries away and organize. No problem. I've done that with lives before too. Like, not when I was giving a live, but I've been to lives where I had groceries out and I was just putting them away and listening to everything that was going on. So that's exciting. That's totally fine. It's perfect. I feel like we're having a little party here. Jess, I'm excited for you. Hey, once you get yourself settled, if you want to do Battle of the Stitches, let me know. I know you're probably going nutso this time of year too. I only have 2 kids that are in the same activity, and it's a lot. I can't imagine having 3 kids in 3 different activities. What the mom taxi looks like for you. So, and I have one that is driving now too, not without an adult yet. But, oh, Marina misses Jess too. We all miss you, Jess. We would love to see you back on here. But yeah, and I think it's 2 weeks he can take his test for his license. So fingers crossed. That'll be nice. So I am lucky enough to be doing a pattern test here for my friend Kenyatta, and your friend too. I know everybody loves Kenyatta. Kenyatta has a new channel. She gave up Kenyatta Creates, and she started a new channel called Kenyatta Crochets. So I would encourage you to go and check that out. I don't know if anybody could drop the link in the chat, but yeah, so if you were subscribed to her before under Kenyatta Creates, you'll have to go and find her Kenyatta Crochets. I have her in my community tab if you wanted to try and go and find her. You could look there, and if somebody is able to drop it in to the chat, that would be awesome, and then you could go and find it there, just, you know, so we can go back to seeing all of our friends. I'm really excited that Kenyatta's back. She's doing crocheting, and oh, thank you, Marina. Marina said she'd look for the link. She's looking to do Etsy more, like she's making things and selling them on Etsy. She's making patterns and selling them on Etsy. I think that's a great idea. So she's showing her makes and stuff on YouTube to try and get it out there. I think she's also on TikTok. I don't do TikTok. My husband he has worked jobs in the past where he required government clearances, and so we're not supposed to really have dealings with anything with China because of his clearances. So we don't do TikTok, we don't do Temu, anything like that. So that's my reason for not doing that. I do feel like sometimes I miss out on some of the things, especially TikTok, because TikTok seems to be so big and it seems like such a great way to grow your audience. But I just have to make sure I'm keeping my family safe so we don't do that. But this is what I'm working on right now. I'm working on a pattern that Kenyatta asked me to. Oh, thank you. It looks like Marina dropped her link. So if you haven't subscribed to Kenyatta's new channel, that it looks like it worked. I didn't click on it, but I see a link there. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed to her new channel, make sure you do that. Because I know we all love her. I had a great chance to meet her. It was a little bit over a year ago, and that was so much fun. So maybe in the future we'll get to meet up again. Oh, good, you just got Marina. She subscribed to you. I don't know if anybody saw, but Roman has not done a video in probably about a year, and he decided he's going to go back and do some videos. So he has a new video that he posted today. I put it in my community channel, so if you wanted to go and check that out, he talks about driving. So if you haven't seen that, go say hi to Roman. He wants to try and educate everybody on what it's like to live with autism. He's doing great. We're looking into colleges for him. He wants to be an actuary. And if you don't know what that is, don't feel bad, because I didn't know what it was when he told me. So I guess as an actuary, there's different things that you can do, but the thing that the example I always use to describe it is that you kind of crunch the numbers. For an example, you could be hired by an insurance company and you would be the person who would figure out everybody's insurance rates based on certain algorithms and stuff like that. He's really good at math, so I have no thought that he couldn't do that. So yeah, so there is that. I feel like I'm just blabbering on. I'm sorry. I hope I'm not putting anybody to sleep. Oh, Jesse's on. Hi, Jesse. So Jesse, I have to ask, because I was thinking about you when all of these hurricanes were going on. I know you're not in Florida, but you're still down south now. I know that you've moved down there. So are you okay? Did you have any issues with flooding where you were? I kept thinking about you and thinking, I hope that Jesse is okay. And hope that you were far enough away that it didn't devastate you, or it would stink to just move there and then you lose your house like the first month you live there. That would be awful. I'm laughing, but it would be awful. Excuse me 1 minute. Look at what happened to my black yarn. I need to get a new one off the shelf. Sorry about that. I should have been prepared before I started. Is anybody else on here? Is anybody else close to where the hurricanes were? Thank you, Kenyatta. Kenyatta said she loves my shelves. My husband made those. He made them from scratch. He did such a good job. It was so nice of him to do that. So here's how they look, just like the, I have thread yarn in this one. So yeah, he did a really nice job. All right, let's see what Jessie said. Yes, I'm okay during the we had high winds and heavy rain during Hurricane Helene, but still had power and water. A lot of people around the area did not. There was flooding, but not right in our neighborhood. Okay, I'm glad that you were okay, because I did think about you. I knew that you were kind of close down there. I'm in Pennsylvania, and when there's bad hurricanes, sometimes we'll get heavy rains, but we don't get those same kind of effects, you know. We might get really light flooding, you know, where maybe a low road gets closed or something, but nothing major. So I know that if we can get that here all the way up in Pennsylvania, I figured that anybody down south might have the chance of having it worse. And then Kenyatta said, my dad had to leave Clearwater. Oh my gosh. And your son is in, did your son have to evacuate too? Did they have any kind of damage? Anything happen? That's kind of sad when you have to evacuate. You know, you don't know what you might go back to or what it's going to be like when you leave, you know, where you're going. Where do you go? Where do you stay? My son said they didn't get it as bad as gosh, as a mama, you must be really worried. I know I would be if it was my child and they were down in Florida. I'd be like, no, 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 no. Oh, as bad as other places. Well, hopefully he's okay and everything worked out. I saw all those cute pictures of your grandson. Aw. Hope he had a good birthday. So is anybody else crocheting while they're on here? I'm sure you miss them. It has to be so hard to have them far away. Mine both still live here because they're both in high school, but I do think about that as they're starting to, you know, get bigger. I'm like, oh no, what if their job takes them somewhere, or, you know, circumstances take them somewhere far away? That would be hard. I know others of you who are on here, you've had that. I know that you have your adult children and they have moved away, and it must be hard. Another transition in life, you know. Well, I'm excited to show when I get it done. I still have a while to go, but when I get it done, I'm excited to show what I'm pattern testing for Kenyatta. Let me see what Jessie said. We are closer to our son now that we moved, but still about 6 hours away. It is hard. I miss him a lot. I was thinking of you when I said that. I knew that you were moving closer, but still not super close to your son. 6 hours is a long drive. It's not easy to do that in one day. So, yeah, I can't imagine. Well, I also wanted to talk a little bit today about, move that up a little. so I could sit back, about my members, because I'm doing a new segment on Tuesday, and I'm still feeling it out and still trying to make, see what I want to make it become. But I am so great. If you're one of my members and you're on here, I'm so grateful for that. I understand that not everybody can be a member. I understand that, but for those of you who are, I am so grateful that you've stuck with me, especially through this, period where I've been really, really busy, the beginning of the school year and everything. But I'm going to do a new segment on Tuesdays where I'm going to kind of show my members yarn. They're going to help me find a pattern of something I can make with that yarn that I show them. And then I'll show what I'm making to everybody on my regular channel. And I'll have occasional giveaways then for my members for things that I've made. So if you were interested in something like that, and don't feel bad if you can't swing it. I know it's not for everybody, but if you were interested in something like that, I am planning on doing more things for my members. I've always had it that my members will get free PDF copies of all of the patterns that I come up with. And so whenever I come up with a pattern, my members all get it. But I wanted to add something that was a little bit more engaging, and try to entice more people. I have 6 members right now. So if you're one of those 6, thank you so much. And again, if you can't swing it, don't worry about it. I have a giveaway coming up. I think it's tomorrow. If it's not tomorrow, it's next Monday. I did a little bit of pre-recording with my Amigurumi Mondays, so I can't remember if the giveaway comes up tomorrow or next Monday, but that will be for everybody. So make sure you watch my next couple Amigurumi Mondays to, look for that giveaway. And I'll give you a sneak peek of it. This adorable little thing is going to be on giveaway. And you'll have to watch the video to hear the story about it and everything. But I want to also do special things for my members. So that giveaway could be for anybody, member or non-member. It is cute, isn't it? It's not my pattern. So you'll have to watch the videos to see where I got the pattern and the story behind the pattern. But I love her. I was actually thinking of making another one because I've kind of gotten used to having her sit on my table. Since I pre-recorded, I've had her made probably for about at least 3 weeks. And so she's been just sitting on my table, keeping me company. And I'm like, oh no, now I have to give her away. But it's fine. It's fine. I can always make another one. Yeah. But, so that one won't be for everybody, but I do have the slipper socks that I talked about on Tuesday. I finished those, and those are going to be giveaway for my members. These are actually knitted. They aren't that hard to make. They were a free pattern that I found online, and it's one piece, and then you sew the seam in the back here. So these were really, really cool. I have not worn them, but I am thinking of making a pair for myself, in my abundance free time that I have. But that's there. And then the members voted, and I think I already posted it. They voted on what I should do with that yarn, or dragon horde yarn that Deb gave me. And they voted on a crocheted shawl. I had a pattern for a knit shawl, I had a pattern for a crocheted shawl, and then somebody else suggested that I would knit a pair of socks, which I've never done, but I was willing to give it a try. But the vote came out for the crocheted shawl, so I started that, and I'll show what I have so far on Tuesday to everybody. but there will be a giveaway for my members of that shawl as well when it's done. It's actually more like a shawlette. Both the knitted and the crocheted pattern were that, because it was just one skein or one cake of the Dragon Horde yarn that I had. So it was, I want to say it was like 400 yards, something like that. It wasn't like enough to make a big, huge anything. I think it would have been enough for socks, but I'm not 100% sure. I've never knitted socks before, so I'd have to look up how much yardage you would need for socks, for knitted socks, before I started working on that. So I know a bunch of you have done knitted socks before. You all say you love it. I'm gonna have to go and check out I think it's called the Crazy Sock Lady, the one that I keep hearing everybody talk about. I'm gonna have to go and check her out so that I can learn how to knit the socks. The pattern that I had for socks, the knitted socks that I was gonna use, were ones that you just used with the knitting needles that are attached, that have the attachment on them. I forget now what they're called. I do know what they're called, but my mind is going crazy. I can't think of it. It's not where you would use the four knitting needles all at the same time. I've never done that before, but I wonder, I think I could. I'd have to practice and find directions for that. Kenyatta, I can only knit dishcloths and scarves so far. That's a good start. I tried to push myself to do other things. You probably, if you could do dishcloths, yes, circular needles. Thank you, Beverly. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Circular needles. So the pattern for the socks that I had found, if socks would have been chosen for that, was circular needles. I think you could do these. It looks complicated, but it in no way is complicated. It's just you just knit with 2 needles something flat, and then there's a way that you fold it up to make it into the slippers. So I have a feeling if you know how to knit and purl, there's a lot of stuff that you can make. You know, it's just a matter of following the pattern. I have not tackled cables. They look so cool, but I've not done them yet. Yes, Beverly, the circular needles. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Sometimes when I'm just sitting and talking, even if it's just like with friends, I mean, not even just with a camera, if I'm just live with my friends, all of a sudden I just can't think of things. I'm the worst person in the world to have introduce to people. I mean, it can be like a family member that I'm close with, but as soon as I have to introduce them to somebody, I forget their name. I am terrible, terrible, terrible at introductions. So, yeah, don't ever put me on the spot to try and think of something. Beverly said it took me a bit to think of them. Okay, I don't feel so bad then. I definitely don't feel so bad. Oh my. So what has everybody been up to since I last saw you? I've just been, surprisingly, usually I get on here and I don't know what to say, and now all I can do is just talk nonstop. I don't know what's going on. I want to hear what you guys have been up to. Marina, I think you could do it. I know I already said this in a message to you. I wish we lived closer. I would love to sit down with you and craft with you, and I could show you how to knit and you could show me how to do stuff. It would be so fun. We, by the way, Marina and I are on opposite coasts. So that unfortunately is just a dream, but I've never been past, I'm on the East Coast and I've never been past Indiana. That's the farthest west that I've been. Yes, it would be fun, Marina. I want to, and I'm sure it's on a lot of people's bucket lists, but I would love to someday go to the Grand Canyon. Have any of you been to the Grand Canyon? Is there a lot to do there, or is it basically just the canyon that you go and look at? I would think, like, in my imagination, I've never looked it up because we haven't, you know, thought that that would be anything in our near future, but I always thought, since it was seems like a big tourist spot, I would think that there would be a lot to do there, but I don't know that for sure. Jesse, you've never been there either. Maybe, you know, many years in the future when my husband and I plan it, we'll tell you when we're going and you can see if you could plan it too. That would be fun to meet you there. That would be awesome. Anybody have any big projects coming up? Anybody who I don't already have lined up want to do Battle of the Stitches with Teresa and I? We are so excited about this. We would love to have anybody be our guest, so don't be shy. Sorry, I should not be yawning. We have tomorrow off of school for Columbus Day. So I'm like, yeah, I can actually get on and do a live. Sunday is, my boys are in a bowling league, so Saturday is them bowling. Oh, Jesse's gonna do it, but she doesn't know which month. Yeah, just tell us when. Let us know when you feel up for that. So any month is fine. Any month you choose is good. But anyway, I was gonna say Saturday has been like their bowling day. They have marching band exhibitions that on Saturday. So Saturday has usually been like activities. So Sunday has been the only day of the week where I can get groceries. I can, you know, pack lunches for the week. I can clean the house. I get help, thankfully. But, you know, catch up on big laundry items and stuff that I didn't do during the week. And then by the end of the day, so I need the day to do that. And then by the end of the day, I have to wind down and then get to bed because I get up early. And so I haven't had a chance to do a live. But I'm excited because tomorrow I could sleep in a little bit. So if I stay up a little bit later, it's perfectly fine. Annie is here. Annie asked me to do a live with her, and I've been procrastinating. I'm so sorry, Annie. It has been total nutso. I was just saying how nutso crazy it has been here. But hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm going to have a driver really soon. I think it's 2 weeks he takes his license test. Right now he has his permit, so he can drive, but I have to be with him while he's doing that. So Annie, I'm so sorry that I didn't make arrangements to go on live with you. I haven't done any lives since summer, except for the ones that Teresa and I have been doing for Battle of the Stitches, and those have been like quick half-hour ones. Oh, we all love you too, Annie. You are the sweetest. Annie was the one that we were doing hats for last year for her Hope for Hats. And now she has Hope for Crafts, where she has that as a nonprofit, and she's doing all kinds of good things in her community. So if you don't know Annie, check her out. Annie loves crafts. I think everybody here loves crafts. So is everybody having nice weather today? We have had the most gorgeous day today. It was like 78 degrees Fahrenheit. The sun was out. We ate dinner outside. Oh, Annie said, yes, it's just beautiful because of you, Heather. I don't take credit for that, Annie. You got it all together, and your wonderful community, you rallied the troops. So, no, Annie, you took care of everything. All we did was make the hats and send them out to you, and that was such a pleasure to do. I really enjoyed that, and I hope that my hats and all of my friends' hats that sent you hats, I hope they're all over your community getting good use. It would be so fun to look out there and say, hey, I recognize that hat, I recognize that hat. Kenyatta, you haven't been outside in over a month. Oh my goodness. So it's, I don't know, I'm assuming your weather's not too different than ours, Kenyatta. It seems like when I go out there for Gen Con, it's close to the weather that we've been getting. Annie said, yeah, that would be fun. Well, you probably recognize a lot of the hats because you got them all out and showed them, and you tried them on to make sure they were warm. So if you go out there and look around, you might find some of those hats. I haven't done any donations in a while. I think it's just been a little bit overwhelming doing everything, you know, but if the right thing comes up, I would love to do it again. I know a lot of people are doing Boggy Creek, but I'm not really that crazy about doing blankets. I know it's such a good cause, and I feel badly about not jumping on the bandwagon with them. But I did the blankets for the cancer center, and that was the last donation that I did, was making all those blankets. And I even had help from a lot of my friends. I know Tina sent me a lot of squares, so all I did was put the squares together. And Tina also sent a couple of blankets. Deb helped out with that too, with squares and blankets. And so I think I might have made 2, maybe 3 blankets and that I donated, but it was not, I didn't enjoy it. And I hate to say that, I didn't enjoy it. I just don't enjoy making blankets. Annie said, I went down to the riverfront and colored with some of the people. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. I bet that was a lot of fun. Did you color something from a book, or did you like draw what you saw and then color that? I'm not too good at drawing what I see. Oh, that's that's nice, Annie. She said, you're doing crafts for hope yourself, though, when you craft and give. Thank you. That's a nice thing to say. I haven't donated something in a while, but I know it's coming up soon because the school that I work for, they gather hats and gloves. Oh, from a book. She just was coloring from a book. They gather up hats and gloves and scarves, and people even donate coats. I wouldn't crochet a coat, but you know, people give coats that were either lightly used or that they bought as community donations. It's kind of sad. We do have we have quite a number of families that are at the poverty level and homeless that go to our school. And so I love that our school kind of rallies together and tries to help the people who need the help. I'll send you my new newsletter just to update you. I love that. I still have your other newsletter right here. And I don't know if you can see it. Oh, it's right here. The cross that you did the diamond painting of, and the card that you made me. I really do cherish those. This is an example of Annie's newsletter. This was from, does it show a date on it? It just says issue 1. So that's pretty awesome. She has information on the front, and then there's fun stuff on the back. I didn't want to mess it up, so I didn't draw on it. But it looks like it would be fun to try and find those words and to color. So I still keep that stuff because I do cherish it. But yeah, so I'll probably be making hats, maybe some scarves for that donation soon. I was going to say the elementary school, they have what's called a backpack program, and it's where they fill a backpack full of food for the families that need food, and then the kid will just wear that backpack home. And the kid can keep the backpack because people donate the backpacks. Last one was bigger, 4 pages. Ooh, 4 pages, wow. Moving up in the world. But I always thought that was a nice thing, that the school did that, and the kid would be wearing it in a backpack, so it wasn't like an obvious, like, oh, you're the poor kid because you're carrying this certain, you know, bag of food home or whatever. But the school counselor would just get bags together, and then people from the school who were able to, would donate food items and donate backpacks that the kids could take them home, and the family got to keep everything that they wanted, even if they wanted to keep the backpack. So I thought that was pretty nice. And I work at the middle school, and the middle school has a room, they call it the clothing closet. And any kid who needs clothing for any reason, whether they're needy or whether, you know, they ripped their pants in the middle of the day, you know, something like that, or their shoes were too tight and they needed a new pair of shoes, the kids can go into the clothing closet and they can take whatever they need with them, and they just get to keep it. They don't have to return it. And people just continuously donate. There's coats in there. There's also notebooks, shoes, feminine products, you know, all kinds of things that anybody might need. So I do like that about our school. Our school is very giving towards the families who have needs. You know, there have been families who's had house fires, and so they needed things after the house fire. You know, families that lost a parent. So yeah, it's really nice. Jessie said that's wonderful. So I like to try and support that. I have given, you know, stuff that my boys have outgrown that's still in good shape. I've donated that. Shoes, boots, coats. So yeah, it's a good thing. But right now I'm not really crocheting anything for charity per se. But I probably have some stuff that I've made that I can, when the time comes, that I could donate. So what Annie, what are you guys working on specifically? Do you have items that you need right now? Do you have certain things that you're working on? Is anybody else doing something? Even if it's Boggy Creek, it's totally fine if you like to do blankets and donate them. I think that's a wonderful thing. It's just personally, I don't really get joy from making blankets. They take a long time, and to a certain degree, I don't mind doing the same stitch over and over. I don't mind on a shawl or a shirt or something like that. But I think something that is huge and huge, it just becomes tedious after a while. There's no enjoyment for me after a while. But I do enjoy seeing all the beautiful blankets that are being made, and I am excited for the kids that will be receiving those blankets. So Annie said, we have new captains at our Salvation Army, so they haven't said anything. Okay, well, if you guys want to do hats again or anything like that, let me know, because we could rally the troops once again and do that segment. I haven't heard anything from Deb either. I wasn't sure if we were giving to her daughter's homeless shelter. She had a homeless shelter for U.S. vets, and they called it Starfish. Oh my goodness, I haven't thought about it in a little while. I know it's Starfish something, American Starfish. And she was collecting washcloths, which was a nice, easy thing to make and send. Linda said making soap sacks for Operation Kindness New Jersey, who's serving NOC. NOC? That's an awesome thing to make too. Yes. I think some of the people who were doing the washcloths for the American Starfish also did some soap sacks. But she had said that they had enough. They had gotten enough. So we did hats for them for a while as well. And then they had enough hats, and I haven't heard anything after that. So I don't know if there's anything that they might need that we could craft. But if I hear from Deb, that would be another one. Annie said, I am working on my charity. I need money for crafts or crafts. Oh, I see. Money to buy crafts or people to donate the actual crafts. Okay. Are they to do with people, or are they to sell at like a craft sale? Oh, Jessie said she hasn't crocheted for donations in a while and would love to do it again. Yeah, no, I was thinking that too. I'm like, we need to find something now. Annie said, oh, Linda, thank you for your donation. I passed everything out. Thank you. Oh, do you need soap sacks, Annie? Because I might be able to rally the troops for that if you need those. Or are you just using them like at a craft show? Or I'm so excited that all you guys are here. This is so fun. Oh, Kenyatta also hasn't donated since the washcloths. They were nice to donate because they were nice and easy to make and easy to ship. The hats were not awful to ship either, but when I was doing a big batch of hats, you know, it added up a little bit when you shipped them. I assume Annie and Linda must be close to each other. You're at least in the same state. That's cool if you guys know each other. I guess there's lots of, yes, I would gladly accept anything. We live in a very economically depressed county. All right, well, let me give some thought, like what are there specific things, because that's easier, you know, rather than just saying, hey, let's just craft for Annie. You know, if there were specific things that were really good that, Heather, it seems some of the tutorial videos are not available. They are blank and say private. I know that some of them were. I had, I'll have to go through and delete those. Some of them I made for specific people, like about people who bought my pattern but wanted to see a specific part of it. I would make the video, but I made it private so that just they could see the video. Does that make sense? You know, I'll have to double check all of them. I want to make sure the ones that are for everybody are available, but yes, some of the tutorials are not really tutorials. They were just like, because I sell patterns on Etsy, and sometimes people have questions and they ask if they can see it. So I'll do a video and I might title it like tutorial for this, but I'll make it private and I'll just give the link to that person so that they can see what they were asking about. Hopefully that makes sense. I'll have to go through. I should probably just delete some of those now because nobody's going to look at them. Usually I just forget about them. Like I put them up and I want to leave them up for long enough that the person can go back and watch them. Poverty is high. This is Annie. Homeless, no jobs. I always give what I get. Okay. Well, let me give that some thought then, and we'll see what... Yeah, just also let me know, Annie, if there are things that are better. Like, do people still need lots of hats? Like, do you still want hats to give out? Do you want washcloths? Do you want the soap sacks? You know, I mean, even if it's all three of those, I could say, hey, let's make these kind of things for Annie. Linda said, please do one of the half double hats that we made Annie's hats by. Yes, I did that one in a live. That one should be in my hat playlist. Let me know if that one's showing as private. It shouldn't. I did a live on how to do that half double crochet, easy half double crochet hat that we were doing the hats for Annie with. That one should be available. What's easy? Something for struggling families or homeless thinking. Yes, all of those are great. Okay. Okay. Well, we could go back to the giving. I think just email me, Annie, the address that you would want me to give out for the donations, because I think if I went back to my Sunday donations, I think that other people would want to do it too, and they'll want to know where to send it. So give me an address that you would want me to give to everybody. I don't want to necessarily give out your home address if you don't want everybody to have it. Oh, I gave 100 pounds of dog food to a needy family that have 5 kids. Aw. Hopefully they had dogs too. Sorry, I know that was a bad joke. Boo. Well, I'm excited. All right, Jess. Jess and I think we think alike. I really do believe that. She said she was thinking the same thing. Oh my gosh. Oh, Linda did too. Okay, this is why we're all such good friends. We all think alike. I just love getting on and talking with you guys. I need to try to get on a little bit more to do this. Of course, they had dogs. This is Annie. Got dog food from PetSmart charities. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. It is amazing when you go places, you can go places and ask for donations, and a lot of places will do that. They'll give you donations if they, you know, for certain charities. That's a good thing. Annie said, then found out they had 5 foster kids, so had a crafting party for the kids. Oh, I bet they really enjoyed that. Wow. I know that there aren't enough families that do that. There's more kids than families, and it's kind of sad. But on the other hand, you know, I can say that, but I don't have any foster kids, so I'm not helping either, you know. Annie said, life is a circle like that, guys. I was a foster kid, so they could relate. I remember you saying that. I know you had a lot of hard things in your life, Annie. You've done so well. I'm really proud of you. You are an amazing story, and you can share with everybody. And I hope you shared with those foster kids what they can grow up and accomplish, what they can do. You know, don't let all that hold you back. That's a really good story that you can tell everybody. Does anybody have any fun plans this week? I don't know that I have any necessarily fun plans this week, just the same old working and activities and all that. Annie said, I sure did. One of the kids was really struggling, and that's why I wanted to share. That's good. I hope that it made a difference to that kid. I can't even imagine how hard it would be to be a foster child. Sometimes it's hard working at a school when the kids, you know that the kids are going through hard times. Sometimes you hear the stories. And then, you know, it's hard. How do you, I don't know, how do you help? You know, you can just be kind and listen, but there's not a lot you can do beyond that. It's always sad when a kid loses a parent. I never know what to say to them after that, you know, when they come back. You can just kind of see how sad it is. Annie said, Heather, it's important for all of us to take some me time. Crafting for others all the time and working is nice, but we can't forget ourselves. Yeah, that is true. It is true. I keep telling myself it's just it's just another stage of life, you know. And right now, I really think it's just this time of season in the fall, you know, adjusting to going back to work. And then this is the busiest time activity-wise for the boys, because marching band is a big commitment. All the football games, they have band competitions, they have parades that they have to do. And like I said, when my oldest gets his license, he can drive them. Thankfully, they're in the same activities, and that will take some of the pressure off. So I want them to have all those experiences and to have all of that. So I do try when I can to carve out me time, but it's just not easy at this stage. I know it'll probably just come rushing in one day where all of this is over, and then I might have too much me time, you know, you never know. Linda said, I think Jonathan's hands is a really great example of making a life situation vastly improve. I'll have to look that up. Oh, Beverly, I can believe that. Beverly said, I've burnt myself out in the past crocheting prayer shawls. I definitely could believe that. That's another, it's almost like making a small blanket when you're doing the prayer shawls. And I could definitely see that. That's why I kind of like all the different little segments that are popping up. Like I like Battle of the Stitches. It's not the same thing over and over. You know, it's a new stitch. I have to think of a new idea. I love that challenge of trying to think something new. The Amigurumi Monday, I love that because it's just something different, and I love doing amigurumi. The, you know, those kind of different days, different things, I really like those. The things we're making Thursday, even though nobody really seems to care for that anymore, or at least my videos, I still enjoy doing it. Annie said, also, just remember we won't be able to help everybody. That is why the Salvation Army says to pray and give to God. He can help everyone. He has the whole world in his hands. Oh, you're going to make me break out in song. Beverly said, I felt I had to do nothing else but prayer shawls for church because I couldn't get anyone else interested in making them. Yeah, that's frustrating. That is frustrating. So you kind of took it upon yourself. You wanted to make all the prayer shawls. Well, I don't know. Linda said he is a youth crochet YouTuber with a wonderful backstory. Okay, I'm gonna write down that name because I definitely won't remember him. Oh, Jonathan's hands. Is he a young kid? I think I am subscribed to him. I didn't recognize the name at first, but now that you're saying it, I think I am. I think I follow him on Instagram. It's not Jonah's hands, is it? Maybe it's two different people. Maybe the one I'm thinking of is Jonah's hands. I'd have to look. Oh, Kenyatta just said, are you talking about Jonah? That's probably why it didn't sink in at first, because I think it is Jonah's hands. I'll have to check him out a little more. I do follow him, but I don't necessarily watch every single thing. Maybe if he's doing something, you know, we can see what he's doing too. Yes, that's him. Oh, yes. Okay, so it was Jonah's hands. I do know who you're talking about. Yeah, he's very inspirational. I have seen some things by him, and I follow him on Instagram too. He seems like he has a really supportive family, and he is definitely a talented crocheter. Definitely. Annie says, little wise owl is so full of wisdom and inspiration herself. Yes. Yes. you got me into Tunisian crochet a little bit. I don't do it a lot, but I want to do it more. It's one of those things, you know, where you have to choose, you know. So, but I still have the Tunisian items that you gave to me. And the booklet is going to be so helpful when I get back into it. I've already looked up stitches there. Well, I am so happy that we all got the chance to chat. Annie, shoot me an email again, you know, with the email or with the address that we should send stuff to, and I'll put something together that we can, you know, also give a little bit, give again to your Hope for Crafts. Oh, that's nice. Annie said that Linda emailed her lots of good advice and direction. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm so glad we all got to know each other. But yeah, I just saw my husband plays hockey on Sundays, and I just saw him from this window. He's pulling into our driveway. So I'm gonna head out. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. This was so fun. I hope that we can do this again in the near future. I really do. Fingers crossed. I've missed chatting with all of you, and it just was such a good thing to get together and to see everybody and hang out. So I'll see you guys hopefully soon. Take care. Have a great week.